Hi, I'm Joyce. I'm the Energy Lady, and I've started this series about how there's energy in everything. So today I'm going to talk about the energy of food, one of my favorite things. And the reason for this is actually not only do I like and enjoy food and enjoy eating, but also I have always loved to cook. I would say at about 12 years old I started cooking, and my mom worked full time, and so I thought it would be fun if I would cook meals and dinner would be ready when she came home. Did I have a lot of flops? Yes. But over the years, I have learned to be a really good cook. And if anybody eats my food, they would tell you, my food is really good. But you know what? My food is really good because I love cooking. So what do you think is going into that food? What do you think the energy is coming from my hands into that food? It's love. So naturally, it would taste good, don't you think? So a lot of the things that you prepare with your hands, with your intention, if it is an intention of love, if it is an intention of appreciation, if it's an intention of gratitude, then whatever you're preparing with those hands is going to have that. So when you consider your energy and what you're doing, I remember having a friend of mine when she gave birth to her baby, and she was really upset about something at the time. And she asked me to hold her first because she didn't want her energy of being upset to get portrayed onto the baby, or the baby to feel that energy. Well, it's the same thing with our food. When we hold our food in our hands and prepare it, whatever the intention is of your hands, if you're hating it, if you don't want to do it, if you're dreading it, if it's a misery for you, then the food might not taste that good. And so you might consider changing the way you feel about preparing food if you want your food to taste really good. So that's one tip, all right? Change your intention of how you prepare food. The other one is when you look outside and you walk in nature, what are the things that grab your interest the most? What are the things that seem to have the most energy to you? Is it the dead stuff? Probably not. For me, it's the green, leafy, colorful plants that I'm drawn to. And the same for you when you're preparing food and you're walking through the grocery store. What is the prettiest aisle in the store? I personally think the prettiest aisle in the store is the produce. It's beautiful. It's all different colors. And it's fresh. And you can feel the freshness and the energy of the produce aisle. So when you're walking down the produce aisle, see how you feel. Do you feel more alive? These are like experiments for you, okay? So experiment it. Walk down the produce aisle and just see if you feel a little more alive. Then go walk down the canned soup aisle and see how alive you feel. Probably not real alive, right? So there's a lot of life in green, leafy vegetables and colorful fruits. There's going to be more life in those foods. Therefore, they're going to bring you more energy. So try that experiment, okay? And the other thing is to eat anything that looks or feels more alive. Try not to pick on anything here, but if you pick up a hot dog, how alive does that feel as opposed to a radish? Just try it, okay? This is your experiment time. If you're really interested in understanding the energy of food, then do some experiments for yourself. Learn this for yourself. Don't just learn it from me. Learn it for yourself. Find out, okay, where do I feel the most energy? Where do I feel the most energy? In the alive growing plants, or at least those that have just been picked, or things that are dead, okay? I am not a vegetarian. I don't really like meat, and I never really have. It's never been a favorite of mine. Oh, I take that back. One time when I was pregnant, I did crave meat. I think my first pregnancy. But I'll eat some chicken and fish in meals occasionally and salad or something. But meat is just not a preference for me, and I just honor what my body wants. And if my body doesn't want that, then I'm not going to eat it. Oftentimes people have said, well, what about your protein? Guess what? There's really good protein in dark green vegetables. And so you might look at what you're eating, how live the food is you're eating, and where else you could get a source of protein outside of what you've always heard, meats. Okay, beans, lentils, those are wonderful. They're plants. They come from plants. So look at the things you're eating, look at the energy of what they are. Consider doing your own experimentation. Your own experimentation is going to be walking down the grocery store aisle, seeing how you feel when you're around the produce, and then how you feel when you're around the canned goods, as well as around the meat counter. And do your own experiment with this, okay? Don't just trust me. And I want you to see how you're feeling around that. The other thing too is to prepare your foods with love. These hands portray a lot. And what comes out of your hands, coming from your head into your hands, is going to tell a lot. And it's going to tell a story about your food. So if you want people to enjoy the food you make, then prepare it with love. And if you really hate cooking, then find somebody who loves cooking to prepare your food, and you'll enjoy it. If that's not an option, then find something about food that you love and enjoy preparing that, and do that. Or find a restaurant you like that prepares food with love. And that's out there, okay? So doesn't have to be, everything has to be organic and everything has to be vegetarian. I'm not even telling you that, okay? I'm simply saying, look for things that are living and have energy to them, and you're going to experiment for yourself as to just what that is. And you can even use this hand and scan food. Okay, when I say scanning, you prepare your hands like this. Okay, this is a scanning technique. You're going to say in your mind, your intention is, I'm scanning this food. Is this in my best interest? And you're going to scan the food to see if it's in your best interest. Okay, same thing with energizing food. You can do the same with these hands. You can energize what it is you're eating or preparing. And the intention is, I'm energizing this food. You know, for years and years, I grew up blessing food at the table and asking God to bless it. And I still do. And so if you don't have a belief in God or higher power, then ask angels to bless it. Ask your higher power to bless it. Bless it with your hands. Energize your food with your hands. And you can do the same thing with your water. And you can energize your water, which will put more energy in that water. So these are a few tips on the energy of food and how you can have more energy because of the food you're preparing and eating has more energy. So please message me if you have questions about this, or if you've had an experiment with it that you love and you want to share. I want to hear, because I'm learning every day about the energy of food. And I think I just really probably learned in the last 10 years that that's why my food tastes so good, because I do love it and I love preparing it. When I feel down, do you know what I do? I cook. That makes me happy. That's not what everybody does. And so I totally understand that if that's not the case with you. So, but you can find somebody who it does make them happy to cook. I cook for a lot of people because it makes me happy. And so I give away a lot of food. And because I always make way too much. So if you live in my vicinity, let me know. I'll pass on some food. So in the meantime, let me know how you are experiencing the energy of food and what you're learning about that. Have a great day.